What's going on, everybody? It's Tom from Steel Valley Sportsman, and today we're going to go over how I climb a tree using climbing sticks. So first of all, when I hunt, this right here is pretty much what I bring in. I'll have my bow or rifle and then a backpack with camera gear or clothes. But my climbing sticks, 90% of the time, they ride on my chest. I wear my saddle in. I use my lineman's belt as a set of suspenders. Then I have pouches on the side, and that's where my platform goes and the rest of my ropes. So as you can see, it's pretty minimalist going in. So I'm gonna go ahead and start climbing the tree all the way up to the top, and then I'll cover platform and setup in another video. Okay, of course a big thing here is safety. Anytime you climb a tree, you're taking a risk, all right? So you wanna be as safe as you possibly can. That's why we use a lineman's belt. We try and stay tethered in at all times. At some point in this video, you're gonna see me go around a branch. And the way that I've always done it is I just maintain 3 points of contact and just move my lineman's belt. The better way to go around branches would probably be to have a second lineman's belt or to use your tether as a lineman's belt. Both of those would work. Just do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. I've been doing it this way for years and just have never got around to switching. So when I get to the tree, I want to have a minimal fiddle factor, and that's why I like doing this. I don't have to take a backpack off or anything. I'll just pull my sticks off. I'll go ahead and I'll unhook my aider. So now my sticks are free. I'll go ahead and put my aider on my foot. And I'll clip that off on my saddle. The next thing I'll do is I'll undo my sticks. And my very first stick goes on the tree at ground level. And I like to put it around chest height. So now that I have my first stick here, I'll actually go ahead and roughly hang my second stick. But I'm not going to really set it because I'm going to move it later. Now, my third stick is going to go on one of these clips on my saddle I was talking about, out of the way. Now, a couple tips to climbing trees. What you're going to want to do is you're going to try and keep your weight as close to the tree as possible. You'll see a lot of people start hanging off like this, and they're trying to use their arms to do pull-ups, and that's going to give you a lot of problems. If you keep your body weight close to the tree, you put your knees out, and you use your legs to do the climbing, it's a lot easier, it's a lot less effort exerted. So now that I'm at this point right here, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to fix my aider, I'm going to start climbing. Let's bury my toe in, leg to the outside, and I'm up on my first stick. Now is when I'm going to hook up my lineman's belt. And as you can see, I'm now hands-free. Second stick in place. going back down, same basic concept, just in reverse. The biggest thing that has helped me with mobile hunting from the beginning is having a system, okay? Knowing where everything goes and putting it there and keeping it there is such a big deal, especially when you're going in and there's so many factors of things that can go wrong. If you're going into the dark especially. So to me, I always keep the same clips in the same place, the same things in the same pockets, in the same pouches, my right and my left. That way, no matter what, in the dark without a flashlight, I know where everything is on my gear. And the other thing is I stopped forgetting things in the truck when I was going out to hunt. So you have to develop your own system, but don't overcomplicate it. Make sure it's simple, something that you can easily just routinely do nonstop every time. And when you do that, you'll find that a lot of the little problems start to go away. Now your system's going to evolve over time. The more experience you gain, the more you're going to realize that, oh, I don't really necessarily need to do this or need to do that. Maybe I should start doing this. You basically trial and error. You have to figure out what's going to work for you in the way that you decide to climb. Once you get that system down, whether you're using a climber, a lock-on, a saddle, SRT, wild edge steps, whatever it is, that's going to help you immensely. So that's my #1 tip to anyone who wants to start mobile hunting is develop that system and execute it every single time. To give you an example of my system, I keep a pouch on my right side. In that pouch, I always have my ring of steps, I always have my tether, and I have a few other tools. I keep a pouch on my left side. And when I reach climbing height, that's where my lineman's belt goes, and I keep a set of cutters in there. Besides that, I have 2 cheap non-climbing carabiners. They're plastic on each side. My bridge is always going into the right one. And then if I'm going to carry only 3 sticks, that extra stick always goes into my left. I'm carrying 4, obviously, 1 on each side. My aider, I always put on my left foot. And the reason why I do that is because I have a tear in that knee, and I'm stronger in my right knee, and it's easier for me to climb when I'm stretching things out. So when you start to figure out little details like that as to your system, then things are just going to really start to click a lot more. Okay, a few important things to remember anytime you start any kind of climbing method. One is it requires a lot of practice. I've been up and down trees 100 times, and you have to be as proficient with that as you are with your bow or anything else. #2 is you have to be comfortable with it. You really don't want to do something that you're kind of sketchy with in the dark, in the cold, when you're numb, things like that. So get out there, practice, get comfortable with it, be extremely proficient with it, and you'll eliminate a lot of problems. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments, and do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Steel Valley Sportsman.